long time ago, a young man, about 25 years old, had reached a point in life where he could no longer see a way forward. He had studied, struggled, lived among people, formed relationships, and yet the same question kept rising within him. Is this all there is to life? Slowly, he began drifting away from his friends. His relationships lost meaning. Even the taste of success felt hollow. He was one of those who remain alone even in a crowd. And then, one day, he left everything behind and set out in search of an answer. He had heard of a great sage, Buddha, who lived in a forest hermitage where many had found direction in their lives. He walked for days, crossing forests, rivers, going hungry, thirsty, until he reached the place where Buddha sat in silent meditation. There was a strange peace in the air, as if all of nature was holding its breath. He sat before Buddha and whispered, "I'm tired. Every answer confuses me more. Each day fills me with emptiness. I just want to know why. Why do I feel this way?" Buddha opened his eyes, not with any magic, but with a deep stillness. In a calm voice, he said, "You may ask 3 questions, but remember, each answer will change your life. And once asked, they cannot be undone or taken back." The young man paused for a moment, then nodded with a touch of hesitation. "All right, I'm ready." His first question was, "Why does everyone leave me?" Without looking at him, Buddha replied, "Because you keep holding on." When someone wants to leave, even trying to stop them is a kind of bondage. And the one who tries to bind becomes bound themselves. The young man didn't fully grasp the meaning, but something about it pierced him deeply. The next day, something happened that made this answer come alive. His childhood friend, the one who had always stood by him through every sorrow, left suddenly without a word. No fight, no goodbye, just silence. The young man was shaken. Had Buddha predicted this? Or had the answer simply revealed a truth that was already unfolding? Days passed. Internally, he was struggling in a new way. Was it really his habit of cleaning that brought him so much pain? And then one day, he asked his second question, "Why do I feel like I'm nothing?" Buddha smiled and said, "Because you're always trying to become something you're not, and you don't have the patience to see who you already are." That answer seemed to shift the axis of his life. Whatever he did now either failed or felt pointless. The people who once listened to him attentively now responded with indifference. The identity he once took pride in began to dissolve. He fell into a strange kind of isolation. Earlier, he was distant from others. Now, he felt distant from himself. Days continued to pass, but he couldn't bring himself to ask the third question. He knew this would be the final one, and perhaps the deepest of all. Many nights he stayed awake, wondering, what should I ask? And can I handle the answer? Then one night, under a quiet moonlit sky, where the forest stood still, he slowly walked to Buddha. In a soft voice, he said, "Then, what should I do?" Buddha looked at him, not just at his face, but as if seeing into his soul. Then he spoke gently, "Now do nothing. Just observe what remains after these 3 questions. When all illusions are stripped away, what stays? That is who you are." That night, the young man spoke to no one. He didn't try to act, didn't try to think. He just sat with himself. Slowly, he realized that what was breaking within him was his ego. The identity he had carried for years was falling apart. But beneath that collapse, there was something deeper, a quiet, still, and honest self that didn't ask for anything, didn't fear anything, and didn't need to change anything. The next morning, Buddha saw him seated in meditation, still, calm, untouched. He was not the same man anymore. It was as if his eyes no longer looked outward, but inward. Buddha smiled, said nothing, and walked ahead. If we look at our own lives, we'll see that we spend our days chasing questions. Why am I unhappy? What should I do? Why don't people understand me? But the real answers come only when those questions stop. Because true peace doesn't arrive from the outside. It comes when we are free from questioning. and begin to see ourselves.